To be clear, whatever happens to your little leader, it's going to be because of the actions that he took. So you can talk all you want to about how January 6th was nonsense, but all of y'all were running at that time. Y'all were grabbing y'all's gas masks and y'all were running to your offices because you didn't know if they were coming to kill you. You should have cared that somebody was there to protect you, but instead you want to play games because you found out that it was your leader that decided that he wanted to propagate an insurrection on our country. So don't tell me that you care about the Constitution, because you don't.
That is Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett shaming Republicans on the House Oversight Committee, in which she sits, over their pro-Trump obstructionism in a hearing where those Republicans voted to recommend a contempt charge against Hunter Biden, who is not a public servant but is named Biden. That is what the House Republican majority considers governance in 2024. And Congresswoman Crockett joins me now. It was messy today inside that hearing room, which I guess is sort of par for the course. What is your takeaway from today in terms of what they are after, what they're trying to do?
So you're insinuating that I learned something, that I gleaned something.
I don't know if there's anything to be learned, actually. I watched part of it and didn't glean a ton.
It didn't reveal anything more than what we already know, which is that this is more so just about making sure that they are showing their loyalty to Trump and that Trump can pat them on the back and hopefully won't go against them and cause them a problem in their primary. It has nothing to do with the American people. It has nothing to do with truth and transparency. It has nothing to do with fairness. It has everything to do with making sure that they're pleasing to Trump.
You know, you made that point I just want to circle back to, which is to the extent there's an actual sort of substantive conflict being litigated here, it's about Hunter Biden and testimony. Hunter Biden has volunteered to give sworn testimony under oath to the committee in public. And they say they don't want that because they want to do it behind closed doors. And the point, as I understand that you were making, is it's understandable to not want to do that precisely because the fear that that transcript would then be selectively leaked in a way that is, you know, intentionally deceptive.
Absolutely. I called it alternative facts or lies, however you want to couch it. That's exactly right. We know that they have a history of changing the facts to suit whatever their mission is at that moment. And so if I'm Hunter and I am under criminal investigation, the last thing that I want is the court trying to chase down information that allegedly came out behind closed doors.
Right.
He's trying to say that I'm here. He said that on the day that he was subpoenaed to appear, he showed up at the Capitol. He was ready and willing to do it in public. He showed up today as we were debating whether or not there should be, and actually we weren't even supposed to be debating. What we were supposed to be doing was marking up this daggone bill that we're maybe going to have on the floor. Who knows if they'll get that far, as it relates to whether or not he should be found in contempt for violating this subpoena. And I want people to understand about contempt. Contempt is usually this intentional disregard. What Hunter has done is made it clear that he is not intentionally disregarding anything. And the chair wants to go back on his word when he said, you can do this or you can do that. Now he's saying, never mind, I don't want to do either one of them because now you showed up.
Yeah, that's an important point, too. I mean, this is something that you and some of your colleagues highlighted. There are members of the House Republican majority, including Jim Jordan, Scott Perry, and others, who are serving members who were issued subpoenas who did just essentially tear them up and ignore them, right? They didn't say, yes, I'll come in under these conditions and enter into a sort of negotiation over accommodations. They basically said, no, we're going to tear it up. And they're still sitting in Congress and they haven't been recommended for contempt, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they haven't been, and they absolutely voted to make sure that Hunter could be held in contempt. Their excuse is that the January 6th committee was not a valid committee. This is their opinion. The courts have determined that to be not the case. And basically, our chairman said, well, you guys were in the majority. You could have held him in contempt. You chose not to hold him in contempt. And it was made clear that they ran out of time as they were going through all of the court proceedings, fighting with them. And at the end of the day, January 6th committee ended up with an overwhelming amount of evidence. And that is why we have a former president that is facing 4 different indictments with 91 counts total.
There was something very, this Congress today, which was this was happening in the House. in your committee. And at the same time, there was a sort of procedural vote on what's called the rule, right, which was to move to I think a government funding bill, and the rule died. Now, the rule should pass along party lines. Leadership wanted everyone to vote for the rule. 12 Republicans, I think, broke ranks. The rule dying, which is a weird procedural thing, but that was the kind of canary in the coal mine the last time we had a leadership crisis. I feel like maybe we're headed towards another one.
I don't know. We're in a constant state of crisis in the U.S. House, and we won't get out of it until Hakeem Jeffries becomes the speaker, which will hopefully be sooner rather than later, knowing that they have this very slim majority right now. You never know. We are very close right now to hopefully getting the speaker, Hakeem Jeffries, but you're absolutely right. What happens is MAGA will vote with the Democrats and kill things all the time. They can't do it by themselves. But what they don't realize, I don't know why they haven't learned yet, that gives us more leverage. Because the Democrats are ready and willing to work. We're just not ready and willing to work on nonsense that's going to hurt the American people. And so what happens is you have a speaker that has to come over to the Democrats because we will at least talk and try to compromise and come up with something. That's how we had the continuing resolutions to make sure that the government was kept open, was because we were willing to work on behalf of the American people.
All right, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.